Hello, colleagues and viewers. My name is Samuel, and for this proof cybersecurity assignment, I will be demonstrating how to identify network ports and running services on Windows Server, and how to create a firewall rule and also a scheduled task. This, I believe, is crucial for understanding and managing cybersecurity. Okay, so without wasting much time, let's quickly head on to the uh, PowerShell. Okay, we can also use the command prompt. I think I did that earlier. So you can see that um, from the command prompt, in order to get the active port, okay, you need to input the netstat. Okay, so this is going to give you access to all the ports available, the listening ones, the established ones. You're going to see everything here. Okay, I believe it has finished. Okay, so as you can see on the protocol list, we have the TCP UDP, the local address, the foreign address, and then the state, okay, which I made mention that it could be listening or established or probably time waiting. Okay, and then the PID. So in our case, we're looking for port 80 and then port 443. Okay, so I'm going to pick these two ports. So for port 80, I see this port in the local address column of in the listening state, but upon searching it, it was established, and then I think 443 is also established. Okay, so let's quickly move on to the next stage. But one thing I also learned about these two ports is the fact that port 80 is the standard port for HTTP traffic, which means it's used for unencrypted web browsing. And then the port 443 is the standard port for the HTTPS. Okay, so a more secure version of HTTP. Okay, so let's identify the running services. Okay, so to do this, um, we go to Windows Server Manager, and then we move straight to Tools. We go to Tools, and then let's go to Services. Okay, so from the services, um, you can see the name of the services running, their description, the status, and then the startup type, whether it's automatic or manual. Okay, and then also the logon as. So I think in our case, let's look for um, DHCP, DHCP. So DHCP client. Okay, so that is it. And as you can see, it's in the running status. Okay, and it's automatic. Okay, the startup type is automatic. Okay, and then also um, one may ask, what is the DHCP? So I quickly open my browser here so we can at least have a fair idea of what the DHCP is all about. The client, okay, so that is it. That is it here. It's just another common service involved in network communication. Okay, so basically the client is responsible for requesting an IP address and assigning it to the computer. I think it's clear here. Mm. Okay, so let's move on quickly. And so the next thing that I also want us to look at is the remote desktop service. The remote desktop service. So there we have it here. So it's also running currently, but the status type is manual. Okay. So one may also ask what the remote desktop service is. And so quickly, let's check from yes. So the server, the remote server connects users to their computer system when they are not in the same place. So this is a basic explanation to what it does. Okay. And it often uses the port 3389, which enables users to connect remotely um, to the server's desktop. Okay, and this is critical for administrators to manage service from different locations, like it's made mention here. Okay, but it's also a common target for attackers if not secured properly. Okay, so I think uh, that explains that. Okay, so in our next go, we will be looking at the creation of the firewall rule. In fact, I've done that already, but let's quickly brush through it. Okay, so you open the Windows server again, and then you move straight to Windows Defender. Windows Defender, where are you? Okay, so we have Windows Defender, Firewall, and Advanced Security. I think that is what we should be looking at. Okay, so basically, when you come here, you have the inbound rules and then the outbound rules in the left pane. Okay, and in the right pane, we have the actions. So if we are to wanted to create an inbound rule, we just go here, and then we click the new rule. We can only right click on it on the inbound rule and just go to the new rule to create um, our port, our new inbound port. Okay, so we type, we select the port, and then we move on to this next column. We choose the TCP, and then here we enter. Let's enter 50,000. So this 50,000. Okay, so we allow connections, and I think um, so. The name. Okay, let's go to allow connection inbound. All right. I think we are going to take this name, and then we can click finish. Okay, so as you can see, it appears here, allow connection inbound. Okay, so to disable it, we just, or to put it, I mean, to stop it, we just click the disable rule, and then that puts it off. Okay, the same thing appears to the the outbound rule, the outbound rule. Okay, so we just go to the new rule, the same process. Okay, nothing changes, and then TCP, we choose TCP, and then we enter the 50,000. Next, we allow connection. Next, next, and then we continue. Okay, if we click finish to continue to get outbound rule set. Okay, all right. So I think moving to the last one, we need to create a schedule task for. Is that the last? Part 4, okay. So creating a schedule task for Windows update. So I think that is the final one. All right, so we still move to the tools session, and then um, we head straight to Windows update. I think the last time. Okay, so we'll go to task scheduler. I think, yeah, so go to the task scheduler, and then we create basic task from this session. Okay, and then we input the name, and then we proceed. Okay, so basically you input the name, and then it takes you to the next stage. Set your timing and everything, day, and you choose the daily. Okay, okay, so um, in our case, let's give it a name like, okay, daily. Let's say daily Windows. Okay, let's say daily Windows. Uh-huh. And then, yes, like I said, when do you want the task to start? We say daily. It should be a recurring stuff. Okay, let's go with the timing we have here. I'm cool with it. So it should start tomorrow. Tomorrow is 4th. And then the recurring, it should recur every day. So I go for the start program. And then I browse to the location. I want to keep the script. Okay, I think I've done one already, so I'm just moving through. And then you finish and then click next. Okay, and then finish. Okay, but as you can see, I've done one already. And to know where your task, to locate your task, you click on the task schedule library. Okay, and it's going to give you the information here. Usually the information should appear, sorry, the information should appear here. Like I made mention, this is the one I created. This is the one I created to start every 4 o'clock a.m. every day. So to conclude, I believe we are done with the demonstration and basically covered every aspect of the requirements. We've identified network ports and services. We've created a firewall for some specific port access and set daily scheduled tasks for update. I believe these are fundamental steps in maintaining a secure and well-managed Windows Server environment. Thank you, viewers, for your time and for watching. See you.